Hello everyone, I'm back today. So, I want to talk about a movie. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have said before that I don't think Sydney Sweeney is a good actress. I've said that before. Probably on this very thing. Also subscribe and like and follow Movie Madness with Khalil on podcast apps. And also, this is also available as a podcast if you don't want to see my face. Or if you want to just listen to it. But you can also just leave it on YouTube and put it in your pocket. No one's going to notice. Or in your bag. Have your headphones in, yeah. Anyways, so I've always said Sydney Sweeney, not a great actress. There's a reason she's on in movies. But Spider-Verse really proved that she's not a good actress. Also, there are other things that prove that. She's not someone who's versatile. She can play a character, right? And she's but I don't think she's ever going to play another character. So she got this role. And I knew obviously this is a different role than anything she's ever played before. And I'm not 100% wrong with what I said initially about her not being able to act. Although she did do a far better job in this movie than I thought she would. And look, anytime she tries to be this quirky, awkward person, it's never really going to work because no one's going to believe it. And I'm like 50-60% sure that she had a wig on, or at least some version of some kind of wig potentially, because it did not look natural. But her hair, But oh lord, that's gonna be cool. Okay, anyways. But what I will say about it is this: that was surprisingly a good movie. The accent sucked, by the way. Everybody involved, outside of the guy who played Zemo, Daniel Brawl, yeah, whatever. Outside of him, all the accents were really, really bad. Jude Law cannot do an accent. We know this. Any accent he tries to do is bad. Sydney Sweeney also can't do an accent. She's tried it before, not worked. Didn't work in this movie. And Ana de Armas, she didn't really try to do an accent. She did, but also it made sense of her character, so I guess she was fine too, because her character's supposed to have a bad accent. It's supposed to sound fake. But I'm gonna say, this was a weird movie for me, because I hate war movies. However, this was not a war movie. This was some weird, philosophy thing, and actually, I would actually be willing to, and again, if I do this, I might, people will stop watching, and that's a risk I'm probably willing to take. Oh, there you go. That is probably a risk I'm willing to take. However, yeah, screw it, whatever. So, you know what's interesting about this movie? And there's going to be spoilers here, so if you don't want spoilers, turn it off now. Great movie, go watch it. Okay, anyways, back to this. This movie really is the entire conception of, starting society from scratch, and I love it. Again, who cares if it's based off a true story? It's this whole idea of starting society off from scratch, right? And you gotta go through this thought experiment of, can humans escape human nature? And this movie really showed you, it was this weird take on colonialism and capitalism and society and human nature, right? And democracy even. And you look at it as well, what makes humans bad or violent or evil, however you want to describe it. And you're just wow. The Jude Law's character really gives into his nature in this, right? He really goes in and tries to, you see him kind of go from this, oh, yeah, I'm just chilling on my own out here. And the second that someone comes along, suddenly all of his values and morals just go down the toilet. To the point where he becomes this crazy person, right? Exactly the kind of person he left. And I know that's the point of the movie, kind of, but still, it's just fascinating to see how you have these people who are these, who think, okay, well, we can be moral or we can be above this. And then the second that they are put in an environment where that can't be true, they just go back to what they were. And I think this is a movie which you can analyze and break down in a million different ways about colonialism, right? When Ana de Armas's character comes in and just does her thing and basically brings in this more colonial thing and disrupting the somewhat peace on the island, and then how that leads them to killing her. I told you there's gonna be spoilers, right? Okay, good. Like, it's just, like, it is really just incredible because, like, I think some of it's because it's based on a true story, so you see all these elements which are real, but it's also just fascinating because you don't get this kind of story get told, it feels like, right? Where it's like colonialism in a way which you don't look at it like it's real colonialism because it's such a small scale of 3 groups of people, right? And then you see, like, it's like a little bit of psychological manipulation, you know, when you're trying to pit of the 3 people, you're trying to pit 2 of them against each other in order to clear the way for you. And then also the other thing that makes it unique is that the people kind of coming in to colonialize actually lose, right? The people coming in to build the hotel lose. And again, that's not something you see from a real story very often. Mainly because that's not how real life works typically, right? Typically the people who come in, you know, to build their hotel win, and they actually get rid of all the people who are opposed to them. So the story's a little bit less compelling, but in this case it's not, which is why I think works just so well as a movie. Again, I think there were parts of the acting which were lackluster over, like, you know, just across the board. I also think that continuously, I will say this, when you have a movie which is about, you know, people on an island by themselves, there's just too much of the Hollywoodization of what they would look like on that island. I mean, frankly, I think there is this, like, level of, you know, you just gotta to suspend disbelief that they would look like this when they have barely any water and ability to clean themselves, and definitely don't have any makeup. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyways, it really does fascinate me. I mean, I don't know. I just sat there and I was just fascinated by this entire movie, man. It really just worked. I don't know. That's really all I can say about it. I mean, again, I was just in shock, really, about how well it worked. I would have never, like, I didn't think this movie was gonna be very good, and I don't even know if it was very good. Like, I would argue this might not even be a good movie. However, it was very fascinating because I think it feels like there's so much you can manipulate with this movie, and you can learn from this movie, and you can think about with this movie. And I think that makes a good movie, right? Like, again, Sydney Sweeney probably still can't act. I'm like 90% sure that's true. But she served her purpose in this movie really well. And she proved, at least at the very least, and this was something that I theorized, was that is she going to go down this path of, like, oh crap, she can actually act? Or is she going to go down this path of, oh yeah, no, never mind, we were right about her anyways. And it looks like she at least can play another character outside of the same thing, right? I think I was hoping that Madame Web would show it so she could play another character. Turns out, no, that was not her playing another character. Anyone But You was, you know, again, proving that she can't play another character from, again, her Euphoria days, which is the character she first played. But now I think we can show she can at least play one other character. And so at least if you can play 2 characters that are, you know, decently different, then at least you can have a decently successful career long term. I don't know if she can act. Again, I don't know if she can actually act. I don't think this movie was well acted. I would argue it was not well acted. However, again, I just think the plot itself was fascinating, and I think, you know, you have such a... It was just, yeah, that, basically. Anyways, with that being said, I don't know what else to say about this movie. It was really good. I think everyone should go watch it. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, or if you didn't like it, dislike it.